like the grand jury in Missouri is not ready to make a decision about indicting police officer Darren Wilson. Here's what we know about what's going on in Ferguson. Sources are now saying the jury will reconvene tomorrow at the earliest. That's a bit of a surprise. A lot of people thought this decision would come out this weekend. There is mixed reaction in Ferguson. Some wonder why the grand jury is taking so long. Others say it's good the jury is taking its time to reach a decision. There is no deadline pressure here. The grand jury's term ends January 7th, but prosecutors don't think it will take that long. Officer Wilson shot and killed Michael Brown during a confrontation in August. Brown was unarmed. The grand jury must decide if there is enough evidence to charge Wilson with a crime. Once again, let's turn to Stephanie Elam. She's there for us in Ferguson this morning. Stephanie, good morning to you. You know, a lot of people there have said to you, and you've reported on this, about how they really just want this to be over, but also are relieved that the grand jury is being diligent and taking their time trying to make a decision.
Definitely. You hear both sides of it, Lynn. There's a lot of people who may be fatigued with how long this is taking, the attention on their small town here. But a lot of people also expressing that they're happy to see that this decision being made by these 12 people is not being done lightly, perhaps, with the fact that we thought we might hear something over the weekend, and now knowing that they're going to reconvene on Monday. The question I have heard people mention is this going to happen before Thanksgiving now, or is it going to be after? There are protesters who have been out here every night throughout the weekend. Some nights a little bit more than other nights, but overall the protests are still keeping their drumbeat that something needs to change here between the relationship between law enforcement and young men of color, Lynn.
Yeah, and also, you know, a lot of people leading up to this, we had heard the governor issue a state of emergency. They had talked about having reinforcements. Have officials changed their plan, knowing that the grand jury is going to reconvene now on Monday?
If they're changing their plans up, they're not making it very clear. And part of the reason why law enforcement hasn't been making it clear what their plans are is because they don't want to give any agitators the heads up on what their plans are going to be doing, what their plans are. So when you take a look at what they're doing here, I think they have everything lined up, right? We have the National Guard already in the area. There are ATF is here as well. The FBI is here as well. Federal buildings are being protected. There are contingency plans for schools. If the ruling comes down while school is in session, one school district going ahead and just closing down school for the entire week of Thanksgiving now. So people are prepared for this. It's just a matter of now when.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And does it seem that the protesters, that the tensions grow as the wait for a decision lingers, and it seems like it's going to be longer than expected?
It depends on who you talk to. Some people are annoyed that we haven't heard yet what the decision's going to be. But you got to keep in mind that the grand jury has until January 7th, technically, to come back with this ruling. Do we expect it sooner than that? Most definitely we do. But they're not late with getting their report out here. And everyone knows it's done in secret. We don't know exactly how everything is transpiring there. So there is the idea that we'd like to have that clarity, that people are saying, look, we'd like to just know and move on. But I haven't really felt anyone saying that they have that strong tension that we haven't found out yet, knowing that this process is done in secret.
Mm-hmm. Stephanie Elam there for us in Ferguson. Stephanie, thanks so much.